Story number 6. The justice system is more than criminals and police. This story, I've been keeping an eye on it, and it made it to the top 3 because the people think that the justice system is mainly about cops and robbers, but there's actually a lot that goes on within the justice system. You have a lot of counselors, a lot of people who counsel people with mental disorder, people who cannot seem to stay out of criminal activity or just even engaging in criminal behavior. There's been studies. People who are people who may have had parents who have been on crack. They've had babies who come out with chemical imbalances, and a lot of justice people who are involved in the justice system, even judges, are not just involved, but some of them are counselors. Some of them have to keep tabs, have to be like fatherly figures to a lot of people who get tangled up in the justice system in general. Now, there's some stories that have been surfacing about how the justice system have been on the radar because of corruption, because of police exhaustion, police behavior. We just see what happened in Mexico, where we saw the police having to go to war with drug gangs. They went to war with them basically, and they had to give up somebody who they had taken in, which was El Chapo's son. So this story is the justice system is probably more. Probably had more problems with it now than they've had ever before. I think back in the day they had problems with the mob, the mafia, but when people have nothing to lose and they really don't care, they fall in the hands of the Justice Department, and it creates an idea of what the justice system is like and who to trust, who to believe in, and how they uphold the law. They were talking. I think they're talking about how it's over 850,000 gangs that the justice system has to deal with so you look at story number 6, and there's some stories that made it in. Federal prison guard falsified records of cell checks, inmates, and inmate counts. California Prop 47 leads to a rise in shoplifting, theft, criminal activity across the state. Now, this Prop 47, I think it had to deal with the I guess the penalty for shoplifting, and I think the penalty was like set at like $1,000. If something is worth $1,000 and you steal it, then you don't get a certain punishment. So you can just see how this justice system. It's sad because when you mix people's faith and you mix how people try to stop people from engaging in criminal activity. And some people just come to the conclusion that some people just do not have a conscience. Some people's way of thinking is just definitely manipulative and altering. You talk to multiple women, they talk about how they've had partners. Some men say they've had partners, and they get mixed up with in a relationship, and they find out things that they didn't know had happened. They say these people are very manipulative. They are very clever. So it's been a plague on the United States system. Ohio detective dies after being shot twice in the face during a drug raid. Chilean police officer set on fire by Molotov cocktails thrown by protesters. So you can see, even when it comes to rioting, police officers are set on fire. Some of them are beaten. There's just so much more involved with justice and upholding the law. When you see them don the riot gear, there's a reason. California seizes more than 1.5 billion in illegal marijuana. Dutch Olympian jailed after 110 pounds of drugs found in car. Rapper, I think it's 6ix9ine, he shines light on how the music industry is intertwined with gang culture, according to one report. So the justice system not only has to battle what's going on the street, but they have to infiltrate and investigate people who your kids may be listening to, some of the artists, some of the violence that they see on TV. This is a culture that does not seem to mix, and you're seeing it full scale. It's happening right before your very eyes. Things are unfolding about some of the people your children may be listening to, some of the people that your children may idolize. Some of these people have massive criminal records, and when you see a rapper like 6ix9ine telling people about what's happening in the industry and how people are gang affiliated, this is scary stuff, and it doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. Maryland man, 28, was fatally stabbed after cutting line at Popeyes for a chicken sandwich. New Hampshire couple found dead in Texas. Warrant out for armed and dangerous man. Hundreds of Oklahoma inmates to be freed. The largest mass release in U.S. history. The justice system is if you talk to any judge, they will probably let you know that there are a lot of uninformed people when it comes to the justice system. There's a lot of people who don't understand law. Me, myself, personally, I try to read many law books as I can. There's still so much I do not know. I've never been involved with drugs. I've never been addicted to anything. So there's a lot of stuff about the justice system that I don't know about. Never been in jail. I think the closest I've ever been to any type of criminal hearing was when I got in some financial trouble, and I think when I got scammed years ago. But anybody will tell you that once you get tangled up in the justice system, it takes a lot of time, and you have to know your rights. You have to know the terminology. It's just a big system, and you can see why it's so complicated now. Prisons are just overcrowded. They're talking about prison reform with minorities and gang violence, and it doesn't seem to be letting up. I think there was a story a few months back where there was even a prosecutor who was hit in the face right in the middle of the courtroom. Some people get these sentences, they go nuts. So you gotta think, when people are using drugs or supplements that throws off the brain chemistry, this is what you get. And that's why story number 6, the justice system is more than criminals and police. There's something going on within that whole giddy up. You can watch movies like Batman, and once they let somebody out on the street who knows how to manipulate the system and they can't live a normal life, there's a higher probability that they're going to go back into their old ways. And that's why story number 6 crept its way into the top 8. You're the Media with me, Brian West, where it's my duty every week. I can't judge. All I can do is report what I was made to do. I read stories, over 200 stories a week for you. So if you yourself want to be a contributor, help out anyway. Does not take much. If you want to help out or watch a video, check out the stories that almost made it in, did make it in. You can read stuff on the website. It doesn't take much. I just have to tell you that I'm just a mediator, staying in the middle, watching the pendulum float from the right to the left, to the right to the left, and I'm staying in the middle, making sure I'm staying grounded, figuring out what stories are more helpful to you. So if you yourself want to be a contributor, I have to tell you that the media, the people on the front lines, they deserve most of the credit. I just navigate. The journalists, they deserve all the credit, but I just navigate the stories, and I find out which stories are more helpful, and that's how I figure out which stories are at the top or at the bottom of the pile, by seeing how they have importance in what they're doing and how they're branching off into other topics. I listen to the radio, listen to the news, figure out where those stories are branching off to, and you can always track. Sometimes you see patterns, but if you want to be involved, you want to help out, it doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, method8inc.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Every little bit counts.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is here.